If you are ready for sunny days, and who isn't, this is a new collection from hot off the press. It's called Coastal Nostalgia, and just look at that. Does that not just bring you to the ocean and warmth and sun? Okay, there are all of these pieces. I'm going to go through all of them just to show to you. And we have, let's see, I'm going to start with the 12 by 12, of course, because that's just always such a good place to start. And this is the 12 by 12 patterned, and there are 12 by 12 sheets. We're into 12s, and there are also 56 cutouts. So I'm going to show you each of the sheets, and then I'll show you a couple of projects. So obviously this is the first one, gorgeous, very kind of retro looking, although I think all of these would be very appropriate for scrapbooking right now. And there's the back of it. Gorgeous. And here's the next. Almost looks like a vintage postcard, doesn't it? And on the back, we have that. And here we have a sunset in the tropics. And on the back, we have just really a great view of that sunset. And here we have some surfboards and some flip-flops and, of course, shells and so forth. And on the back, more of the shells in the water. And then these are our cutouts, and this time we have some tags, and look how that just extends the image through all three of them. We've got two borders, and then we have these and our large cutouts, and the back side is a very easy pattern to use. Now these are more of the cutouts, but these are the ones that have greetings. They all have the imagery from the Coastal Nostalgia. Most of them have words, but some of them do not, because those are ones that you can overlap, you can add with dazzles, with cutting dies, whatever you like. And on the back of this, ooh, isn't that pretty? So you can see that teal and this orange are two of the colors that are used throughout this combination. And because this is hot off the press, you know that on the back, there's going to be ideas. There'll be a scrapbook page and a card, but I have them here for you. So here is the scrapbook page, and that was done on that very first sheet. Doesn't that look gorgeous? And the two photos are matted on the solids that I'm going to show you next. The palm tree is from the cutting dies, so you can see that. This ocean breeze bound, that's the chipboard. And then we have one of the die cuts. So you see a little bit of all of these elements. Then we also have a card, and here's what it looks like. So there's one of those big tags. There is the palm tree and the border. So all of that on this particular one. Now, of course, we have solids to go with this. And there are 12 colors, 12 sheets, all double-sided. And let me show you how we get all of those colors. Now, I forgot to tell you on the patterns, you're going to get two of every sheet that I just showed you. The same thing is true of the solids. So here we have that teal. And on the back side, we have a lighter shade. Here we have that sunny yellow. And on the back, a softer yellow. Green. And then on the back, a softer green. Here we have that bright blue. And on the back, we have white, because that may be coming in handy. We have a red, and on the back, we have the orange. And then we have a brown, and on the back, we have a tan. So you're going to get two each of these, and you will have 12 sheets, and you will have 12 colors. So that's going to work out quite nicely. Then next, we have our die cuts. Now, our die cuts number 31 altogether, and you get two different sheets just like this. Again, all of them have art coordinating with the Coastal Nostalgia, but some have, most of them have words, but some do not. So you can layer them, you can add stamping, you can add dazzles, whatever you like. And as always, there are ideas on the back of this. You're going to get two cards, and here they are. So here's the first one. And you can see that this is one of the die cuts. Surfs Up is also another one, and here's one of the borders. Of course, it's all going on the Coastal Nostalgia paper. Here is the second card. Again, there's one of the die cuts. Here's another one, Enjoy Every Day. And then these are from the cutting dice, which I'll show you in a minute. There's one of the surfboards. Okay, so that is the die cuts. Now we also have of course, the 6x6s. Now, I'm not going to go through the papers because I just went through those. These are smaller versions, but it too has all of the coordinating pieces. So there's going to get 4 of every single sheet, and that means there's going to be 24 total sheets, 112 cutouts. And there is also a card on the back, and this is what this card looks like. So when you have 6x6 going on to a 5x6.5 inch card, you need to do a couple things. In this case, the designer added 1 piece of the 6x6 here, and then a whole sheet right here. And then she's added, this is some of the cutouts, one of the cutouts, so there's 3 cutouts. And the Relax at the Coast, that's out of the chipboard that I'm going to show you next. And the hibiscus flowers are out of the cutting dies, which I will also show you. So that is our 6x6 collection. Now we also have the cutting dies. Of course we have cutting dies. And these are 17 of them all together. It too has a card on the back. And let me show you that card. So here we have, and you can see all the cutting dies, we have one of the cutouts, and this card has been covered with one of the backgrounds from the 12x12. This is one of the die cuts, but let's get to the cutting dies. You can see that wonderful lighthouse, and there is a little bit of some rocks in the front of it. We have the sand dollar, and we also have the ferns. So that is part of the cutting dies. In fact, there's more up here and a little shell. In fact, we have lots of shells. Just want to show you with our cutting dies, and we'll get in really super close so you can see, they have what we call thin cuts, and that is a technique that we have been using all year. It just gives more dimension to the items instead of relying on embossing, which sometimes is very thick, but you can see how fine that is. Same thing on the lighthouse. It's just very, very fine. Same thing on the shells. Look at that. And those flowers. So you're going to really be able to see what's going on rather than just having an outline. And that works so beautifully. And that is, as I said, on the package. So you get a chance to look at that. Now, in addition, we also have the chipboard. Remember the Ocean Breeze bound, how great that looked on the scrapbook page? Well, there are 16 pieces. Again, this is hot off the press, so you're going to get a project, but I have it here. And you can see there is that life raft, or yes. And here we have also a palm tree. We've got shells and a little shell right there. And these are out of the patterned cardstock, so that's going to work nicely. And you can see that there's just lots more pieces. Relax at the Coast, that's another one that we saw earlier. So just a lot of great ways. And these were all done with markers. So with alcohol markers, you can certainly use ink pads. Those are 2 of our favorites, and embossing powder if you choose. So Coastal Nostalgia has lots of goodies. Let me just bring them all back. So we have the 12x12 pattern, the 12x12 solid, just in beautiful colors. And we have the die cuts, 31 of them, and these are pretty nicely sized also. Now the 6x6, in case that is your forte, and we have the die cuts as well as the chipboard. So all of those together make up our entire collection. And you will see there'll be projects on all of the product pages. This video will be on every single one of the product pages, so you can see all of the elements together. Just to give you a tip, next month, when this launches at the end of the month, you will be able to get this. This is a cutout sheet. We do this every month that you can get right on the website. And so that's yours to print out and cut out as often as you want. We do have subscriptions. If you are interested in getting everything, we call it I Really Want It All, and you would get a 20% discount getting the whole collection. And you will receive that before we do the webisode. Okay. Now, if you don't want the cutting die, well, we have something for you too. It's called I Want It All, as opposed to I Really Want It All. So the I Want It All is going to give you that same 20% off, but it's going to give you everything except the cutting dies. So that's going to be happening too. If you are a VIP with us, meaning you have spent over $500 in the last 12 months, you will get, you will become a VIP automatically because the system watches for that. And then you will get 2 copies of each of the 6x6, and that will come with your order. And you'll be given a promo code. You see, I'm not given a promo code, so you will get a promo code, and then you can add that to your next order, and then those will be shipped to you. So those are all the goodies we have. We have them for you every single month. But Coastal Nostalgia, I think it's just a really kind of flash in the past and just such a wonderful look for yesterday or today. Okay, that's what we have. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.